Dimension of the Lisbon strategy. But we need to go beyond Lisbon strategy. Lisbon strategy is until 2010. Let's see what new will come. This year we have parliamentary elections. The European Parliament, the Commission will come out with a new long-term vision, new strategies, so on. It will be also not majority, but definitely 80% will go around this concept of knowledge society, also the new development strategy. Of course, it will reflect current economic, let's call it challenge, not crisis, but definitely will be around it. So all this intersection of these four elements of development, we need to look throughout the context of globalization, demographic structures, cultural practices, and environmental affairs. Climate change, climate change, climate change. Topic of last year's Bled Foresight. And if we go to cultural practices, the topic of this year's Bled Foresight that will start today to talk.
How do you cooperate? How do you coordinate? Maybe you will tackle it later, but if you tackle it, we will just be patient and listen later.
Good question. This concept on e-governance that last year starting from Southern public advisory bodies of the center throughout the summer, and was really analysis what is currently up to date on e-government. Usually they are for e-government. There was Estonian Center for e-government, very famous one. Then we have some similar initiatives, but none of them like this one. So it is a unique, it is a new approach, it is a new innovative approach for responding to the needs of our case information society there. And let me say as an information, good question, Estonian e-government academy, after the presentation of our concept, okay, not because of us, but they changed it to e-governance academy. So you see that now it goes much broader. It's not about only government. The concept is much broader. So it's on governance issue. Any other question? On knowledge society? Okay. We move further. Foresights. I hope there is no government representative of Slovenia here. No, not anymore. Because what I would explain what to do better, which mistakes not to repeat. Every foresight, every exercise should be better than the previous one. And that should be the message, definitely. So okay, I could also touch those issues that would be done better. So, I will give you a view on two foresight exercises in Slovenia, done on Millennium Project, which is a global think tank, is doing around 15 global challenges, foresight. Then what we are doing as a Bled Foresight Research Association, briefly, Enlargement Futures EC project, that was European Commission project, and this project we could learn from it, that was very successful. Something similar could be done for the region, and of course exercise Belgrade Istanbul. So what next steps? If you have 10 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, good enough. So, in Slovenia was the in-house debate at the Ministry of Science and Technology. Okay, it's great, Finland is doing, Scandinavian countries are doing, Commission said, if you do foresight, we put you a nice label also, so we report that yes, we did foresight. But it's very complex, it is a very complex story. It develops from the year 2000 on until now, very much the knowledge about it and the potentials. It was initiation come from the cabinet of the Minister for Science and Technology, which says, okay, I want that research community, business sector in Slovenia define long-term priorities. I don't want what European Union said, these are the priorities like nanotechnologies or other areas, but we want to define new. In order that when we do, now we speak about impact, when we plan our long-term research programs, that we navigate them according to the outcome of foresight. So what our researchers would say, what business community would say, this would have an impact to the science policy making in Slovenia. Okay, this was in theory. In reality, how it worked, there was not enough money for that. The Institute for Economic Research that provides study, they did study. It was Delphi study, the three scientists, very close circle, and something came out, okay. But, first of all, there was not enough financial resources. Speaking about numbers means 3 full-time researchers for the period FDA, for the period of 1 year. So now you can calculate according to your country, plus managerial cost of the institute. So a major issue was Delphi study that was done by this Institute of Economic Research for Foresight, Technological Foresight Slovenia, or panel. So if they would go into panels and scenario buildings, they would have more broader participation. So we didn't do that, okay, not today, I need to say also me, myself. So it's mea culpa again, also, okay. So, yeah, what was the first attempt? We learned by that, there were not many foresights. So next, who will do? So first is important, who's the sponsor, where support is coming, and the minister says, okay, we support this, we put this allocation of money for that, that's one approach. And then you provide me with the foresight exercise, with the methodology, with the results. And later on I use these results for better policy making. So this is an example of how it should be. So we were somewhere in between. We had a foresight, it was done methodologically in between, and no policy impact. So just a study, but not real policy impact. Okay. So those are 3 stages. This was the first one. Time period, Institute, 2 years. Institute of Economic Research, they were doing for 2 years. Next, quick one, Minister for Growth. Foresight comes out. It's now much more knowledge about it and how it's possible and whatnot. So sponsor was Slovenian Government Office for Growth. But look now this time period. From May until August, we had elections in September. So minister said, wow, that's something. Government, it's really good, let's do foresight. We want also that issues come out from the foresight exercise. Again, it was a process versus the results. It was a strong demand to do it in 3 months. It was managed by UK Consulting, 35,000 euros. It's not too expensive, it's not too much money. But again, it's a question of if it is in a so quick run done, what is the quality and what is the quality of results are. So there were 3 scenarios, and this foresight was about trends and opportunities in the times of climate change, developing scenarios for Slovenia to 2035. It is good thinking there. There are some very good elements, dimensions, but of course they could be always better. There are 3 scenarios. It is not Delphi, it was a typical scenario building the panels debate. Clueless, Slovenia, without ideas, we follow what EU would say and we take priorities and we run. Then was a mixed scenario, green oasis and chameleon. Sorry, green oasis was the optimum scenario, how Slovenia should look like in 2035, and chameleon was a mixed scenario. Okay, the whole information about that we will, and also PDF file with the concrete written, what come out of this foresight we will send you via email, okay? So that you could have an idea about it. So those were 2 foresights in Slovenia. See one long one, researchers thinking, one quick one, minister, in 3 months, UK Consulting, management of the process, results, and so on. Okay. So that was about national foresight.